Mecha Break is set here to launch very soon, and we just had a recent developer AMA going over all the changes from the original beta leading up to now before the release. We also got some additional details on a Season 0 preview, and all the upcoming launch details. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, bros? Chubby here, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Mecha Break. So let's just jump right into the AMA. We'll get into all the details there, look at the Season 0 preview. Or first off, they did go over some of the feedback that they did receive during the beta and the previous betas. I'll go into some more extensive details on these, but this is just the gist overall so far. So these are some of the mentions, like the striker progression being too slow, that has now been fixed. The prestige system also being locked too late, that is now accessible earlier. There was some party restrictions, all systems now support group play. 3v3 and 6v6 has also been balanced, that includes mods being removed and better tuning. And they did want to clarify with the paid customization that all character editing will remain free. There's actually some great changes there with that, and I'll go over into details much more with that. All the pay-to-win concerns and everything have been addressed and fixed. So first off here, they go over the major adjustments, what we're going to be seeing with the game itself. This is the most massive change and the best feedback they've taken into account, which is that all 12 mechs will be unlocked from level 1 day 1. There's going to be no hard cap there, no hard gating, no grinding, no more progression walls. It will be all unlocked to you day 1. That also does extend to all game modes will be unlocked day 1 as well. Everything is accessible immediately. I am absolutely so happy about this, and that was a big contention point during the beta. I'm so very happy that all of that has been addressed. Again, a massive concern and huge feedback they received during the beta. Next up here, when you do first launch the game, it actually puts you into something either tutorial or veteran mode. Now you can skip the tutorial and just go into veteran mode. And again, when you do access the veteran mode, then all 12 mechs will unlock, as well as all the game modes. That happens after the tutorial phase, but that's just there so they are unlocked right away. Now if you played the beta, when you did unlock each mech, you actually had to go through an animation. Those can now be skipped, so you have to manually unlock the mechs, or at least go through them as you have them unlocked. But you can skip that animation if you want to do so. You also can go back at any time to watch those animations. They've also got rid of credits entirely. So if you'll see here, you actually do have a newer system or a new replacement, which is mission tokens. Those mission tokens can be applied to various things that we'll go over in a bit. But again, no credit reward system needed because you have all mechs unlocked right away. There is another massive change here. Before there was a mod system. Essentially, you could apply different mods to different weapons and increase their damage or increase how fast they could reload, etc. They have removed that system entirely to regular modes. So 3v3s and 6v6s no longer have mods at all. You'll just have your baseline characters and your weapons to choose from. So it might be a much more competitive system there, including ranked, where there was a new playlist and game mode called Moshmock that will actually have the mods in there. So you're limited to use mods. Those will still be accessible, but you can only use those in Moshmock. And speaking of that mode, that has also been reworked. You can no longer upgrade your weapon. Everyone will have the same baseline weapons to choose from. Items are now lootable and destructible, so when you do actually eliminate a player, you can actually take those items. They've also got new modes with that, or at least new selection for difficulty, where you'll have an easy mode, a normal mode, and an extreme. Now, players that are queuing into every single mode will have a damage cap, of course, except extreme. So you won't be able to queue into an easy mode if you have a ton of different modifications or better gear. That is being limited to kind of baseline and bare bones gear. So you won't be able to smurf in those modes as easily, which is really cool there. Again, damage capping for each. That way you can play against people that have similar builds as you. So just to recap here for the day 1 unlocks. All 12 mechs, game modes, and systems are unlocked day 1. No more grind required to access the full game content. We have the Moshmock mode that's available from the start as well, and the tutorial is optionable and replayable if you want to choose to do so. Just absolutely awesome there. And if you are curious on how the mech systems work or how different mechs work, I actually have a video on my channel. It goes over all 12 mechs that are available there for day 1. If you do want to watch that, you can. I'll put a link to it down below. I might end up remaking the video if we have any significant changes. Although other than some stat modifications, most of the mechs are nearly the exact same, so it should still be relevant. As we went over for these system changes, Moshmock is the only way that you can access your mods, where those are fully removed from the actual PvP zones, and we have a new ranking system added as well. So again, no unfair play there, it is purely competitive. We also did have achievements in the beta, but now with achievement points, instead of unlocking different things in different mods, you'll actually use those to unlock cosmetic things only, which include profile cards and other cosmetic display elements. So So if you want to add a few different display things to it, you can do so using the achievement points. Or again, now for the currencies, credits have also been removed and mission tokens are now standard rewards. They've also unveiled an entire new customization system, where weapons can now be fully painted and modified. Or yes, all weapons can be painted here, as you can see, with different colors. This new customization upgrades also includes character designs that have been expanded. There's going to be new facial customizations. You can select your gender at any point in time and switch between back and forth, where both the female and male pilots can also select all mechs. So don't worry on that, whichever one you want to select or go back and forth from, you can select any of the mechs there. And again, there are some additional customizations added to the new customization screen. They also do have a few more presets to select here. Additionally, and last up here, striker and weapon loadouts can also be edited easier via the lobby interface. So they have cleaned up the UI a bit there for those customizations. And also, if you haven't seen, they've expanded the hangar a ton, which is the player hideout where you can walk around. There is so many new locations here and features. In fact, they didn't even go through all of these during this developer live stream. There is so many they do have to eventually cover. But they've added all these new rooms here just that they've shown so far. The med bay, pilot lounge, changing room, training pod, weapon display, ship showcase, and even showers and bathrooms. I'll show you a few of those screenshots here, again with the med bay, the pilot lounge, some of the training room stuff. You can also now fully display your ship out there, and they do have a weapon display rack on the backside here as well. And yes, they did add showers and bathrooms that are not just fully interactable, but you can utilize each and every single section of the shower and the bathroom. They also do have additional secret locations here. It looks like even a workout training room and arcade area. They weren't wanting to show this one off just yet, but those are some secret teasers for that. They also mentioned, why are they making this thing so fleshed out? Well, they do have a bunch of upcoming features. You're going to be able to fully remodel your hangar, and you can also invite your friends to visit. This isn't available on launch, but will be eventually. They're also going to add a jetpack for traversal that's being teased. One feature they did show off, though, is a photo mode with advanced camera and posing system. You can see that here. You literally can move your character exactly how you want with different anchor points. One of the most advanced photo modes I've ever seen, so it's pretty cool there overall. It is pretty insane here how much additional content they've added to the hangar system. I really wish they did this with more games and had this player housing stuff. I think it just adds a ton of dynamic. They also did mention that they want to do this for lore reasons. There's going to be a ton of stuff in there, and even ranked player showcases and a bunch of other cool things. On top of that, they did tease some additional new content. We have the Escape from Mashmak mode, which includes a new boss battle, new PvP map, and there are 2 new strikers that are incoming. If you haven't seen those yet, I'll link down to both of those, but we have the Stellaris Overview, which is a new light enforcer mech, and it is actually melee focused. They haven't done an overview with the other new mech just yet, but we did get a teaser at the AMA, so you can see a little bit of that right here. I'll keep you guys updated on that when they do drop that eventually. We have a few here last minute mentionables. This first one is somebody asked, is it coming to PlayStation 5? Currently, right now, the game is going to be launching on Xbox and PC, where it will eventually come to PlayStation later this year. So it is a bit of a timed exclusive there, or at least it's not being done just yet for launch. As other people mentioned, it could be around 6 months after release. Although, since they're mentioning it later in the year, that does actually kind of pit them against that 6-month time chain. It would be around 4 to 5 months. I'm guessing we'll see it around Christmas time. But at least they do have some sort of a confirmation here when it is coming to PS5. Now, I will have more additional details come around the launch time, but if you haven't seen, they're also releasing a custom collector's edition. So a bit of a teaser here for that, which is a physical custom edition. So again, if you do want to snag that up, you can do so. I'll have more details on the editions come closer to launch. Again, the game is completely free to play though, so you don't actually have to buy anything, but there probably is going to be some additional additions there. We also do have one last thing here with the skin teasers. A few of these are for Panthers and some others, which again, all these things, these more than likely paid for skins are just going to be cosmetic only. So pretty cool there overall. Again, they got rid of the essential pay to win, or at least the structure where you had to pay for mechs entirely. So super happy about this one, and we just got these cosmetics here. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuce!